Hello and welcome everybody back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, as we continue our tabletop RPG series of Dark Heresies, Inquisitorial Profiteers. So, in the last episode, the party decided to split, some for the better and some for the more worrying, for our medicus. Jenny went up and to the medical outpost and learnt a few key parts of information and a few areas of interest that perhaps should be looked into at one point. But she did a sterling job trying to save the souls that had unfortunately ended up there. But the God Emperor takes those that he wishes, or maybe something else. For our want-to-be gangster, I mean, she's getting close. Liliana went to the Poison Kiss, basically gang shop, or gang club, I should say. Where upon meeting Tiffany again and having forced drinks placed upon her, she was entertained for the rest of the day and evening as she drank heavily with the rest of the Poison Kiss after seeming to pass a kind of payment scheme. She paid for a lot of drinks to begin with, but later on in the night she was greeted by Tiffany as like one of the girls, and they drank late into the morning. Free. And in the morning she was given a decent breakfast, or decent for the underhive. For poor Ezio. Ezio woke up in the morning with more than a little bit of uncomfortable bowel syndrome, after shooting glares over at Mordecai, who had clearly caused the issue. He was out of action for a short time, but in that short time, Mordecai and Darius had gotten themselves into more than a little bit of trouble, as they decided to go on a grand adventure by themselves through an air duct deeper into the underhive, or deeper to the side. It's all relative, really. Upon going through the door that was broken inwards slightly, or the metal was pushed in, they found themselves crawling in the darkness with very few lights except from 2 lighters and a bit of psychic whiffery. They found themselves in a vast open area. Darius going up first as quietly as possible, looking out into the darkness, found a creature, or it found him. After passing out, Mordecai bravely moved up and defended his ally as the creature caused some significant damage. A call for aid was heard, and guardian skulls of Ceres Mantorus made their way to assist. Fortunately, the fortunes had turned, better word, and Mordecai was able to slay the creature before too much more damage had been done. After exploring the area a little bit, Darius found that there was another open grate leading further away. But being wounded, or his comrade being wounded, and neither of them having a stab light or a glow globe, they decided to head back, dragging their prize along behind them. As we return, the two have managed to drag the creature and themselves back. Game, stop that. back to the open grate on their side, and the servitor that has presumably been sent by your ally assists with lifting the creature out of the grate and takes it upon its shoulder. A couple of hours have passed, but not long enough for Liliana to have returned yet. What would the three of you do now? Because Ezio, you can hear the sounds of Ezio, do you have a comlink microbead?
I do have microbeads.
Okay, so
Checked wish quality.
You would have been informed by Sarus that your comrades need assistance before you would be able to get out of the area. The skulls would have already gone down and made it almost there. By the time you get to the out of your base, you would have had a message saying that the threat's been eliminated, but your comrades are still alive. Sarus doesn't actually know what condition they're in. They're both talking, seem to be moving. They're fine.
Well, if they can sit talk, I move. Mustn't be that bad. I do continue meeting them. To continue to meet them on the way.
Sure. So,
also have my sniper rifle on the ready.
So as they climb out, as they climb out of the sewer grate, you're there to lend a hand to help them up, out, not sewer grate, air duct. Before you see this creature, it appears to have been burnt severely by a flame that doesn't appear natural. The fact that it's burnt from the chest outwards seems very odd, and its feet are the least burnt of its body is odd.
So, does it look like it got hit by some kind of incendiary bullet, or more like something weirder?
So, for one, you know that your comrades do not have incendiary rounds, so that's an impossibility.
It's just for my mental image. For my mental image of the character.
It was killed with psychic fire, I believe.
It was either that or... No, it was set on fire a few times, but killed by me bashing its head in.
Oh yes, good point. So, it does have
flesh.
It does have burns coming out of its chest, going outwards. They're not as bad as I made out. They don't seem right.
From the inside his body to the outside.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant it like center torso and then circular around it.
No. So it starts within the center of his chest, but it works its way out. It's psychic fire. It's fucky. So you can just see a burning mark all the way round its chest in an area. It did start to heal some of that, which is very odd. But you can tell the killing wound. Its head has been caved in at the side, and its brain gore is mainly empty now, but some still drips out as the servitor kind of hulks it up, and its head lolls to the side, gore and brain goop just tipping out slightly and hoffed onto his shoulder, where the rest just runs down the back and onto the floor of the servitor.
I see. Impressive work. Learned some new tricks.
I mean, you've seen me incinerate people before.
I would also like to
Great,
point
yeah.
out that Mordecai is kind of almost a pulp at the moment because he got the shit beat out of him.
Oh
So
yeah,
we need to get medical supplies real quick.
he's
Is
got like
Jenny
a massive.
back yet?
Yeah, I just get on the microphone and just go, Jenny, how far are you away? Could really use your help right about now.
What did you do?
Find some weird kind of mutant?
What I did was save Darius.
This is why I hate mutants. Simple. Emperor protect.
A mutant just saved your life.
Yeah, but you're not that fucking mutant.
True.
That thing. That's not a person anymore. You look like a person at least. But that fucking thing is like... You take a shovel and you beat something profusely with shit still on the shovel. And then give it teeth and claws and... Why is it a thing? I thought the other things were bad, but this is a fucking thing. Why is it here?
Now, finally, an important question.
The more important question is, Jenny, can you hurry up? Because it got me good.
Why
Well-
did you even decide to engage it?
Because someone... and then at that, he kind of... Mordecai kind of trails off and then not about to say... Passed out. They got trapped by it and I needed to help them. And I think you'll agree, we don't want Darius dying? Just yet, at least. I just kind of give you a little smirk at that.
I shoot a slight glare before staring down at the thing and just swearing to myself again.
Also,
But the thing.
we've got a couple of things for you to study that might take your interest.
I will be there in a bit.
Thank you. I'm gonna go lie down. Is it okay to lie down on a I'm sure it's okay to lie down with a head wound. It's fine.
No, you do not get to lay down.
What's your maximum HP, and what HP are you on now?
I'm on 5 out of 12.
Until you're in critical, technically you're fine. You have wounds and injuries, but you're not actually in any danger.
I mean, I should probably try and help treat you because I do actually have Medicaid.
Yeah.
Just now that we're not in like a really dirty tunnel or anything. Just the fuck have I got? What have I got that can help?
I do not have Medicaid. I do have 31 intelligence.
Ah, I have 32 intelligence.
Damn it, you're smarter.
By a minuscule amount.
I'm
Alright.
35.
So a cupful of dust is good for wounds, right?
Like sawdust and stuff, I think.
No, dust.
Uh,
I don't think that's appropriate.
We
It
have
did
bullets.
say in the guard you need to have water.
Oh shit, what's on toolkit?
maybe... Is that how they used to treat wounds?
You have bullets, which means you have gunpowder, which means technically you can stop any large cuts. It's gonna hurt like a son of a bitch, but
Yeah, about that.
Yeah,
That
I
actually worsens infections, IRL.
yeah, it stops the bleeding.
I don't know if you
That's
believe hard
True.
enough.
That's a question. Could I cauterize my own wounds? It's a terrible idea, but I do have pyromancy.
I mean, you can try.
So the thing I would put out there is, unlike Warhammer Fantasy, there's no infection in this. So your only negative is basically the fact that you don't have your maximum HP right now. You still operate like a fully working individual. Yes, you may be beaten up and bruised and have scratches on you, but you're not actually hurt. So you'd only be receiving medical treatment for superficial wounds to get HP back. If you start putting your hands on yourself and setting fire to yourself, it is going to go very, very, very badly for you. If it works.
Just a little.
Just a little, yeah. The whole thing with me going on lie down with a head wound is more me role playing, because I remember one of the big hits I took was to the head.
Oh yeah.
No, I just thought I should bring it up before you start trying to set fire to yourself, because that will not end well.
God fucking.
It's like, maybe we should wait for the one who gets paid to heal. What is the survival rate in the guard? Remind me, is it particularly high for wounds?
I survived that. Come on, the fuck. Let's go. Let's get you in bed and fucking staunch your wounds with a knife.
Yeah, if you say so. Just don't use this, and I kind of the axe from the creature or whatever its hand weapon was that I picked up last week.
Oh yeah, it had like a cleaver, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like I want to study this thing because this thing seems fuckery-y.
You want to study a rusty cleaver?
I don't know, because last time I was like, oh, it might be warp fuckery because I blew a hole in its chest and it regenerated it.
Now the cleaver must be warp-tated.
Like,
It's okay. Sure.
Know.
I mean, I think that fucking servitor is warp-tated because it just flew through a fucking wall. 2 walls, actually.
It's the gerbils.
You saw no such thing.
Okay. Right.
Well,
Let's
since
Luke
you
of
can talk
incredible
about your
speed.
wills, you're fine, and get a move on.
You gonna try and heal me then?
So
try is a very good statement.
the creature has been placed upon a workspace in the back area here, and the servitor then takes its leave. Deal.
Don't remember. Is there a is there a negative when you get negative degrees of success, or you just don't heal?
So you're not taking any negatives for a Medicaid test because he is not critically wounded. He's not gone into negatives. Yeah, but you wouldn't get any bonuses because you don't have a med kit, or technically any medical supplies or anything like that. But you can roll a Medicaid test and try to heal the worst offending areas and possibly regenerate some HP.
I am heavily wounded, which I think does give a negative because I'm below half.
No, I'm
below
pretty,
half, or is
I'm
it equal
pretty
to your
sure
total
in
scores?
this it's once you go into negatives, you are considered heavily wounded. I know Fantasy's 3 wounds, but I don't think that's the same as this.
Heavily damaged character is whenever you take more damage than twice his toughness bonus. I've taken 7 damage. My twice toughness bonus would be 6. So.
Okay.
Oh,
Shit.
okay. So
That's a minus
unfortunately,
10.
that's I believe it's more than that.
I think it's
I
actually just
shouldn't
minus
have
10.
said anything.
For first aid, the character must make a challenging Medicaid test with a minus 10 penalty if the patient is heavily wounded, or a minus 10 penalty for every point of critical damage.
Okay, it's the point of critical damage that I was thinking of then. So just
Okay.
a minus 10.
Let's lop off that arm. I was close.
So you are able to get some dirty rags, rip them up, and you don't have any water to clean them with, really.
That is a
So
feel.
you then wrap, the rags round Mordecai's wounds as best you can. You don't get any healing back, but you look like you've been medically treated.
Give him a tap on the shoulder and go, "Welcome to the guard," and walk out.
I
Before
can
looking
see.
at that thing again.
I can see why so many of you die. So you've just left me in the room here with this dead vampire thing.
I don't fucking want it. You
So-
know what I'm like when mutants.
Can I take the knife and try it just to make sure it doesn't regenerate?
Oh shit, that's a good point.
I mean,
I'm coming back.
you have carried it all the way back, and its brain is still dribbling all over your entranceway to your base. It's very much dead. You can't see its brain regrowing Wolverine style or anything.
Okay. I mean,
Pretty sure this had tendrils when I first saw it. Like big face shit.
it does still have. Yeah. I'm just gonna sit there, just like pointing a gun at it or something until Jenny gets back. Just making sure it doesn't do anything, because Mordecai is a little bit freaked out right now.
So as some time passes, as the rest of the group tries to do the best as they can, healing their wounds and preparing the corpse for inspection, a few hours pass. Jenny, would you have made your way down to your comrades once they had called?
I mean, I already was, so.
Okay, so it takes you about 2 hours to
Be
walk.
right back. I need a phone call.
It's okay.
So Jenny would have walked the 2 hours down to meet the rest of the party to assist them. However, before that happens, one of the servo skulls, which isn't a guardian skull, I need to remember which one is not the. I think it's you. I think it is. One of the servo skulls makes its way through into your side of. God damn you, roll 20. Will you stop that? You know when you just want to move the map a little bit and it sends you flying all over?
Oh yeah.
A servo skull makes its way past you and begins scanning the creature. This appears, as far as you can tell, to be a more advanced scanning and medical servo skull. As it begins to scan the creature, going up and down, you can see that once it's finished, it goes down to the creature and a small injector comes out and it begins taking samples. Firstly, it drains some of its blood, and then it takes tissue samples and places them in a container within itself.
I just microbeat to the tech scale. Hello, one of your servo skulls is doing weird things to the creature. What's going on?
Well, it is gathering samples for me to research.
I mean, you could have just asked. We could have brought it to.
As allies, I did not see any need to ask. It is more expedient if I send one of my servo skulls over to acquire the biological data for me to study here. It is more efficient this way.
efficient. Sure. It was just trying to show we were worth. We have use. But okay. Just Mordecai keeps a very close eye on what the server skull seems to be doing, because he does not trust this person at all.
That's not a person, it's a servo skill.
I mean, it's not the server skull, it's the person I don't.
That's a servo skill ist. I don't know what the fuck the term is.
They're people's heads with gerbils inside. Do you really think they mind?
I don't fucking know.
It spends a few moments collecting samples from the creature, a number of different skin and tissue samples and blood samples taken from all around the creature, and saliva samples as well. But Mordecai, the skull then comes over to you, and you hear the sounds of the scanner going off again.
Oh no. I just look at it kind of with that head leaning back, like, please don't scan me. What are you doing? Why? Why? I just messaged the tech priest again. Goes, what? You don't need to take samples of me. I'm alive. I'm human.
You made a friend. Aww.
Well, the simple fact is that for me to understand how wounded you are, I would need information regarding that matter. However, seeing as you persist in mentioning these rodents when concerning my blessings of the machine god, you seem healthy enough to last. Thank you for your service and for providing me with these valuable biological samples. If I learn anything, of course, I will send the information to Jenny.
Ooh.
Fuck you. Sorry.
I mean, if I just look at Darius with the microbead off once the server skull's gone, and just go, if she wanted to disprove it, she could have just done it, you know, rather than claiming and then running off before actually proving that they don't exist.
We didn't have many mechanicus on my
Am I
home.
nearby?
Even we're not stupid enough to say that.
You are in the base area, in the main complex, Albie. You saw the skull flying past. You can be with Darius and Mordecai if you want, but you'll need to keep your token positioned where you want to be, basically.
Yeah. You know where we are. We talk rather loudly anyway.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I grew up on a research station. Before they took me, I was taught to question everything and get details, as many as I can. Test hypothesis, you know? I saw the gerbil, you know. You all saw the gerbil back on the shit.
No, they didn't.
No. I'm also very convinced that our mechanicus friends you talking about it. So, unless you want to piss them off, I suggest you don't say it in their face.
I've been playing along because it's funny, but at the same time, I didn't actually see the gerbil.
I thought it was everyone saw
No.
that first gerbil. Okay.
No, it was a natural 100 as far as I'm aware.
Oh yeah, it was a natural 100. That's why I saw the damn thing. Just like, but he still says it like in that, come on, you all saw it that time kind of way. I was like, you know, if
Does everyone shake their head just like, no, it was funny to start with, but no one saw it?
Yeah, it's like, no, we didn't actually see it. We've just been playing along this whole time to just make sure you weren't too upset.
That's not good.
Mordecai,
See,
willpower.
Seeing things for most people. Oh no, just flat willpower.
Yep, flat willpower.
Oh no.
No!
Just.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay. Just go. See things as a normal person is bad. Seeing them as a psyker is, especially not realizing it, is really.
I mean, if the psycho starts seeing Goebbels, I become worried.
We didn't have many psychers in my world, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we would have an inquisitorial briefing on psychos.
You were out of character, Albie. You said you were in the guard, didn't you, as well? At one point.
Yeah, I got recruited out of the car.
I was like, you were both in the guard. You must have seen psychers. Some of them get assigned, don't they?
Not the Phonos.
Anyway, you'll learn a lot, I'm sure. If I see something that's not there, that's really bad and might be something trying to influence me.
Yeah, indeed.
Darius?
Got like little alien gerbils trying to play with your mind.
Can I roll Forbidden Knowledge Warp to kind of know how much out of character of how much I know about the things that live in the warp? Or is it?
Well, gerbils
Alright.
don't fucking live in the warp, I
I
can tell you
know.
that much.
Like, I know there are dangers in the warp, but out of character, I don't know how far that teaching goes. Of you can kind of see the fish in the water, but you don't know what fish are good and bad.
No, so your teachings from the Telepathica would have instinctively beaten the idea of the dangers of the warp and how the warp has perils everywhere and it should not be used lightly. It should not be used as a toy or as a way to amuse or to make one's life easier. You would be taught that your power is a weapon that should only ever be used in the direst of circumstances or to protect the citizens of the Imperium from the denizens of the warp. You would know of demons, but in the most basic sense of the word demons. You don't know about bloodthirsters, you don't know about lesser demons of Khorne or Nurglings, but you know there are things within the Immaterium that prey upon weak minds and they wouldn't need to roll about keeping your defences up when it comes to the warp. That's something that the black ships would have, the Astra Telepathica would have beaten into you.
It was more a out of character knowledge, so I don't say something in character wrong. So just go. There are things that live in the warp that try to influence and get inside our heads, and it's almost all the time. And if I don't notice it for what it is, that's worrying to me. That goes against everything I was ever taught.
I'm going to take a couple of steps back. And,
Darius, I know you don't like mutants anyway. But
no. That doesn't sound like mutants. That sounds like Xenos.
It's.
I seen those Xenos before.
It's a. Yeah, if you see me, I'm asking you and not you, Ezio, because sorry, but Darius seems the more stable of you two.
I think I'm the only one in the group that
Oof.
has insanity points.
When the crazy guy is the sanest one, you know you're in the shit.
I know, right? Yeah, but Jim, you're not here yet. Darius, if you see me, if I start talking gibberish like about gerbils again, or you see me, but it doesn't look like it's me all there.
Sarah's better. One of the skulls better be recording this. Because if he's swearing off gerbils, I need to know that.
I need you, and I'll. Liliana will probably help to make sure I don't fall.
I mean,
Sure.
pick you up if you fall over, but
That's not.
What can we do?
If one of them gets their talons into me,
Bullet to the head.
yeah, like either knock me unconscious if you can, if and Liliana thinks it's a good idea, or just end me. I just want to clarify, when I kind of exploded in energy the other day with those gangers, that's not what I'm talking about. Just if I start talking rubbish or like it looks like something's influencing my actions, talk to Liliana, and it gets dangerous, just do what's best for all the servants of the Emperor. Please.
Okay.
all right.
And don't mention this to the Engineer. She already doesn't like me,
And as
Don't think
those
she's an
words are
agency.
muttered, so about this time,
she's behind me, isn't she?
Jenny, you would have made your way back. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. We fast forwarded. Yes, no, we fast forwarded time, and then the service goal came. So Jenny, you would be making your way.
Can I be behind him as he finishes that sentence?
Teleports behind you.
I would need a stealth check with, I will say, a plus 20. He's having a moment of realization and probably not very aware of his surroundings.
Yeah. And he's also, like, the way we're arranged as well makes sense, like, facing away from the door.
What is with 88s?
Korn
Fucking-
wants you to be his baby mama.
Sadly not, Jenny. As you make your way down into the base, you can hear the sounds of voices, and you make your way further down. And once you get into the base itself, you don't remember all of these barrels and things being here, and you kick one of them by accident, but the noise is enough to alert your comrades that you are here. I would state that maybe next time. Oh, hang on. No, you didn't know about it, so no, never mind. For Liliana,
Sorry
you
about that.
are
Cool.
making your way down to the base after waking up. You got about 2 hours before you get back.
So I just woke up.
You've woken up, you had your breakfast with the poison kiss, and they all went about their jobs, and the bar kind of emptied out. So you were like, okay, fine, I'll head back to the base and see what's going on down there. So you're about an hour away, give or take.
Yeah, then just tell me.
So
Unless
Jenny,
Yes.
you're in the base. Just down from where you can see Mordecai. He's got blood coming on certain areas of his robes, but he does appear to have some bandages, kind of, on him.
So, what did you do?
Hey, your voice is back.
I just kind of turn around and then step to the side and point. Like, that thing trapped Darius and I had to help. It took rather an interest in ruining my face.
Mm. How did it trap you?
Darius, you want to take this one?
It surprised us when we were crawling through the air ducts. We find a locked off part of this compound. It's much larger than this. I should remind you, but as I was poking my head out to explore, it sprinted from the shadows, and I could have swore I saw something else, something from a while ago, and blacked out.
I see. Voice. I see you already performed first aid.
As best I can. I was taught the bare minimum before the place went to shit. Let's just say.
I will be the judge of that.
Holy
Medicate perception.
fuck!
Christ.
What do I see?
So, as you look upon Mordecai, you can see that the bandages have not really done their job. It appears to be ripped old cloth that Darius has attempted to do his best. But as you kind of reveal the bandages, taking them off slightly, you can see that the wound hasn't actually been treated with anything. And as you look round, Darius doesn't have a med kit or any medical supplies, so yeah.
There's a toilet over there.
Why do I even bother asking?
Plus the test failed, so a heal technically didn't go off.
Yeah.
Alright, let's just don't fidget. It'll make it worse.
What you gonna do? Yeah. Please tell me you got something.
Medicine.
Please tell me you got something. Headache.
Do you have superior coercion yet, Jazina?
I do.
Okay, so just
Literally
add your
the first thing I
bonuses.
bought.
Then just add your bonuses, please.
Fucking hell.
Jesus. Okay.
You gain
Guys, you're
two.
swingy today.
You gain 2 hit points back for your degree of success and +1. And what's your intelligence bonus?
What is 4?
You get 6 HP back.
I thought you said 2 + 1 plus the intelligence bonus. Should be 7.
No, so you get 1 for succeeding the roll and 1 for every degree of success. So you got 1 for succeeding, 1 for the degree of success, and then the intelligence bonus. So that's 6.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I'm back up to 11. Like, that feels good.
You're welcome.
I just kind of give you a look, Darius, if you did fuck all.
I prepped.
Just, thank you. Now we can concentrate on that thing.
And what exactly do you want me to do with it?
I don't know. I know some of you specialize in biology, and you're a
Jesus.
medic in biology. Go
Jenny
together.
visibly just face palms. You noticed that, did
Do
you?
the cutting thing.
You're.
I was hit on the head with this, and just hold up this like. I guess
Yes,
it's,
it
like,
doesn't
moldy,
seem to have
rusty
improved
glue.
matters, does it?
No, but it probably made it worse for my reasonings. Okay, now.
You had reasonings?
That cuts deep, Jenny. That cuts real deep.
Yes, well,
Like the cleaver?
you know what you did. You know what you did.
I'm sorry for saying that Hector has a gerbil in it. Your
Wait,
friend
you said...
said everything has gerbils in it. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna bring Hector a little forward to him. Could you say that? So, you say that there are no gerbils inside the machine.
There are no I just look at Hector and go, I'm sorry for saying that there were gerbils inside you.
No. I want you to say this. There are no gerbils inside the machine.
There are no gerbils inside the machine.
I press a button on Hector and just a little red light turns on. Say that again.
Why are you doing this to me?
Oh, God.
To teach you an important lesson.
I learned. It just mutters on my breath. I learned this lesson at the Astra Telepathica. There are no gerbils in the machine.
Boop. Thank you. Was it that difficult?
Actually saying the words? No. Your friend took some samples, but she won't talk to us. Maybe you can
You.
get something out.
Hector,
Swear to God, Darius.
please find Saris and play that recording for her.
That's
By
what
your
approval
command.
is.
Hector takes off.
Alright. Jenny, if
That's
you're
what you
finished
get, you little
torturing
shit.
the poor... If you're finished torturing the poor madman, can we actually take a look at this thing? Because I ain't seen a lot of mutants before, and I want to see how the fuck this thing works. So make with the slicing.
Darius, while you were knocked out, I blew a hole in its chest, and it just kept coming.
Right, that seems to be a common thing with big nasty shit. What else?
Mordecai just gives you a look of what, that question for another time. It regenerated a lot.
Right. When shit starts turning invisible again, that's when I'm going to get more scared.
Invisible?
Back to the body.
Well, I feel like I'd still be able to feel invisible things in the warp.
Invisible?
It took a hit to the head, and I just point to the section that's caved in.
Oh, so you do have something in common.
I wasn't referring to this thing being invisible, by the way. It was just stealthy being in the shadows.
Oh, I know. Just Mordecai's like, I've got something to question you about later, because what the fuck is that shit? Like out of character, I know. In character, I don't. Just go. Yeah, well, while I was trying to stop Darius being eaten, I managed to get it so it couldn't really get to us too well, and I managed. It seemed to sense when I tried to use my powers on it. Took the hit and kept backing away whenever it could sense me. I don't know how, gathering the power up to strike at it, so I went the old-fashioned way and got it in the side of the head with the shock maul. These things are really effective. You can see why the Arbites like them.
So it's got some kind of
Let us see. What does it have?
Well, Jenny, would you like to give me a Medicaid perception as you examine the corpse? And then give me a Medicaid intelligence to try and think back through the knowledge that you have, because you're not, as far as I'm aware, you haven't studied mutants in a massive degree.
Not
So
particularly.
you'll need to have some thinking about what could have gone on here. So as you look at the corpse, the almost translucent skin brings to mind that this creature obviously lives in darkness. The eyes are almost completely glazed over, almost a black, pure black eye that's just glazed slightly. You, again, using your medical experience and expertise, probably useless, or at least very short-sighted. As you look at the ears and the nose, these organs appear to be enlarged to a decent degree. Perhaps a hunter of scent and sound. Looking at what's left of its mouth and head, the mouth has clear fangs growing out rather than teeth. You don't see any molars at the back, really. It just seems to be sharp, gnashing, fang-like teeth now. Moving down, you can see on the chest where it appears as if it's had internal heat fire damage. But at the same time, around where the skin has bubbled, blistered and burned, it appears as if areas at the extremity of where the attack happened have begun to heal. Almost completely. This isn't common. There are a few biological life forms out there that have this genetic blessing, in a way. It would be odd for a mutant to have this, but not impossible. As you remove its loincloth, it does have genitals. This does appear to be a male, and they are shriveled and of less prowess than a normal human's, but this could also be from its death and adrenaline fueled death as well. But you speculate that it's possible they're still usable for reproduction. Its feet are far enlarged than a normal human's, but the toenails have again changed into more of a claw-like taloned foot. You're not entirely sure it's humanoid, definitely. If you want to find out if it's a mutant, or some sort of abomination that grows down here, this could be a natural creature. It's possible to this hive world. You would need to do an autopsy. You can easily do that. You have the equipment that you need.
Okay.
Would you be willing to
Curious.
do that?
Most curious.
Who's going to stay in the room whilst the autopsy goes on?
I would say in the room. I'm curious.
Okay. Have a good old think about that. If you're sure you want to stay in the room where an autopsy is about to happen of a mutanoid creature,
Rise of the Mutanoids.
by all means,
This is what
you
we're
can
calling
stay.
it now. It's the Mutanoid.
We'll come back into it. I don't need any more zombie points.
So
Yeah.
Jenny, if you'd like to start performing the autopsy, please give me a.
Actually, I would wait until Hector goes back so he can record it.
Okay. A couple of minutes go by and Hector returns, and a splut of binary is replied. The binary states message received, recorded, and copied.
Good.
So, with your assistant, would you like to give me a Medicaid intelligence test as you begin disemboweling and chopping up the body? So, for a I'll give some time. Jenny, you begin cracking open the chest, revealing the organs, splaying the ribs. There's a sickening crack as each rib is broken back. You don't have every tool that you would require for this, but you have enough to make do, and Hector's small chain blade is able to cut through the rib cage slowly, and the ribs can be pulled back, and the ribs seem quite brittle on this creature, but you can see that there's definitely heat damage, but that damage on the higher up ribs has begun to heal, even on an internal basis. You have full access to the creature's abdomen and chest cavity. You begin pulling out to it, well, clearly the digestive tract, and, well, you begin measuring it out to see if it correlates to the length of a human's digestive tract. The intestines begin to pile up as you calculate the length, and then you take out the other important softer organs, the kidneys, heart, liver. They all appear to be there, cancer-ridden and tumorous in many, many places. Right, so Ezio, do you have jaded? Would an autopsy really? I mean, you do need jaded to be able to deal with an autopsy, as far as I'm aware.
I don't have shaded.
Okay. Can I get a?
If it gets. Oh wait, I do have shaded.
You do have jaded. Okay then. Then mundane fears do not affect you. I believe Mordecai also has jaded, so he should be fine as well. Keep that in mind, that an autopsy, watching a body being ripped apart and having organs thrown about the place, and it is enough to cause fear. It's for future notes. But you are, for whatever reason, whatever life you've lived, Ezio, you watch this in fascination and a bit of a grimace look. I don't know how many mutanoid creatures you've ever watched have an autopsy performed on them, but it's a pretty gross endeavour. But you don't suffer any consequences. Jenny, after around an hour of going through the different tissue samples and checking the organs and examining some of the cancers and tumours to see how long they've been growing, what circumstances, a medical fascination comes over you as you examine this body. Liliana, you arrive back at the base. Jenny, from your findings, this is indeed a humanoid. It was once human. Its ancestry, you're pretty sure, was human. The ribs count is correct. The length of the intestine appears to be correct. The organs are in the correct places. But this is a mutation that you've never seen before. Perhaps worthy of study or collection, but you don't know much about the mutation itself, but this is indeed a horrific creature and mutant.
This is definitely was at some point a human. Probably irradiated or exposed to biological containment. Nothing especially outstanding about it. No weaponized limbs, no bone protrusions.
Okay. Did Liliana see the amount of barrels and stuff that they tossed in front of everything? Was this here before she left, or
No, this is all new.
Nope.
she's just going to, okay, so she's just going to be going in around the barrels and looking for like, what the fuck? She's just going to go forward.
I feel tempted to yell, "Welcome to Fort Kick-Ass."
And then is gonna. If she can see anyone, she's just gonna approach. Calmly, she's gonna look around for signs of battle because there are barrels everywhere and crates everywhere. She's like, what? These people are crazy. Rooms connected?
They have fortified the base as best they could. For free.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go around like, hello?
Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
they're in the other chambers.
Oh, there he is. Where's the rest of the people?
In the other chambers, performing an autopsy.
You just seem
Ooh.
unsurprised. Most people would have thrown up by now.
I'm assuming
Are
this
you
is a
talking
stairway,
about me?
but let's see.
Yes, I'm talking to Ezio.
Let's say that I wandered a few battlefields, and autopsy is quite tame compared to.
You'd be surprised how many people get chicken legs in the infirmary.
Well then,
By the way,
point.
as she was performing the autopsy, she was humming something in the hallway.
So Liliana, there's no connecting on that side, so you'd have to walk round this way, all the way round.
I'll go around then. Sorry.
As an autopsy is going on in that room, are you sure you want to walk in there?
Oh, please, I have jaded. I'm fine.
Okay, fair enough. Go on.
Fucking damn it! You all did except for me, you pricks.
Plus, I'm strong-minded.
You may
used to
enter.
gory shit.
As you enter, you can see there's no buckets. It's not like anyone said, "All right, I'm going to prepare the area." So it's just organs being left on the work counters, just slopped there with different. And these organs are hideously like tumoured and growthed and odd in shape, construction, and they're still human looking. You can still tell what they are, but they just look like the most unhealthy organs you've ever seen.
Any clue what caused it?
Although Liliana is smart, I don't think she would know anything about the organs. She's gonna tiptoes and look over Jenny and go like, "Ooh, is that?"
Please.
Ooh, piece of candy.
I believe that's a liver. Damn it, I'm slipping into the voice again. See what you did to me?
She's gonna look at. That's a liver. The fuck is that on the table there? The big thing with a caved-in face.
That's what the liver came from.
Yeah, I mean, I got that, but
Mutant of some description, Mordecai and the other guy brought it in.
well, Jenny,
Darius.
Aries, yeah.
to at least know his name. Monica, you all good? Find this beast.
Yeah, it got a few good whacks in.
You'll be fine. It builds character.
And I just kind of lower my voice and just go. It also knew when I was using my powers on it.
Liliana's gonna cock her head to the side. Ooh, he knew?
It backed away whenever it felt me.
Can I roll Psyniscience?
So
I'm looking
I
at the
would. There may be some confusion here. You used your power on it, and it got a free agility to avoid your, which basically means it knows when you use your power on it. It didn't know that you're a psyker and are using powers. It just knows when the attack is going to hit, and because that's agility, it moves out of the way.
Yeah.
So from that description, Liliana, you might realise that that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, I was just gonna roll Psyniscience to like, oh no, there's nothing in this body. Well, like I probably just missed.
Your eyes probably like flit up to the swollen head, like where he's been hit in the head, and probably realise, oh yeah, he's just being an idiot because got hit on the head and didn't know what's going on.
Yeah, that sounds like Monica. Oh well. Liliana's gonna clap both her hands together and go, well, as soon as you guys done with the fun stuff, I have a job for us. 2, actually.
Do you now?
Ooh, interesting.
Of course I do. And one of those, you will not believe, is in favor of someone we actually know.
That
No, it
I
is.
actually can believe.
Let me guess, it's with our poison kiss friends.
Yes, but the Poison Kiss friends actually gave me a mission that can help another friend of ours that is not of the Poison Kiss. Well, I wouldn't call her definitely friend, maybe friend of Jenny, but I don't think she liked me.
Oh, the
Liliana's smiling the entire time.
yeah, she doesn't. I think she just doesn't like people.
No, she just doesn't like you lot.
When you say she doesn't like people, Liliana's gonna look at Jenny. Yeah, makes sense.
But
Now, as soon as you guys are done there, fun stuff. I'll just let the autopsy go on, and I'll wait until the end before I tell them.
It is. Before you go, is there a time limit on these jobs? Or I really just want a good night's sleep.
One of the jobs, not really, but the other one that is to help are. Yeah, the faster the better.
I'll go get a cat nap now then. Just Mordecai just goes off to his bedroom.
She's gonna shake her head. She's gonna move forward, and she's just gonna watch Jenny tear up this body. So, what's new with you people? Liliana's gonna try to make small talk while she waits for the time to pass. And as soon as the time passes, Liliana will inform people that we have to go find mushrooms for Sarah, I think was her name.
Sarah's.
We have to go find mushrooms for Sarah's. Just check my notes. Journal. Collect fungi for the poison kiss that is to give to her, and as soon as after she tells that, she's gonna go like, oh, and we have to kill Astartes too.
I'm sorry, what?
Wrong name.
Corrupt Astartes. Don't worry, they're not.
Wrong word
I mean,
again.
Twice. Wrong name.
I'm pretty sure you're not thinking of the right word.
Not Astartes. No, sorry, Abides. Sorry, yes, I'm not thinking the right words.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Sorry, been drinking. She's gonna look again.
Must have been some heavy stuff.
It's fine. It's fine.
I have no
It was
idea
funny.
those people know how to party. They know how to party.
So, does that mean you drank through your money?
No. Just a little bit of it.
So, it does mean that.
And technically that was more eating through my money. Because, I mean...
Gotta spend money to make money.
Exactly. Spend money to make money. That voice in my head. That said something.
So, the autopsy goes ahead. Once you're done, Jenny, you can put everything back in to the meat sack and try and staple it closed again, or suture it, or tie it with rag, however you'd like. There's not much more you could learn from the organs splayed out like that. Not without a proper lab where you could break down components and test different enzymes and things like that, which sadly you just don't have here. It's going to... So, essentially, if you want to do a job, you're going to have to prepare and get some supplies. You don't really want to be wandering off into the underhive with, let's say, not a flashlight, without a flashlight. So you will want to grab some stuff. I'll say for now, this day is going to pass with you guys doing this stuff and getting ready. Then Mordecai has a full day to rest. If you need to buy some rations or a glow globe or a stab light, remember a stab light is a flashlight in 40k and a glow globe is a lantern, essentially.
Because apparently we need flashlights that can stab people. What are those, guard issue?
No, they
They
just
stab-
load powers.
They stab
Oh,
into the
Mr. Just
darkness.
stab light.
Don't you realise?
Always don't understand why you humans have low DACA setting.
I don't know off the top of my head, actually. I think they're like Stab lights and glow globes. I think they're like 10 thrones each.
15.
Oh, nearly
Glow
there.
globe or lamp pack is 15. What's abundant?
So you can get all these things off Dodgy Dave. You don't need to roleplay it. If you do need any extra ammo or things, let me know, and I'll see if he has that stuff in stock. But yeah, I would highly recommend at least taking one ration, even if it's a civilian one, just in case.
I pre-bought my rations.
How much are rations?
They range, to be honest. A civilian ration, I believe, is 1 throne.
Yes.
I'll get 5 civilian rations.
Okay.
I also get 5 civilian rations.
Like
Fair
for 10 thrones, you said?
1 throne each.
No, the stab light is 10 thrones?
15.
15? Okay, that's more expensive.
1-5.
Okay. And 5 rations, then
My
make it
thrones
over.
are swinging.
That's it for me. I think.
The
I mean,
weight of our
how much?
Lamp packs and glow globes last 1d5 hours before they need to be recharged, it says.
Could I repurchase those gang ladders from Dodgy Dave, or do we still have gang ladders from the dudes down here?
I think you sold them all off in a bundle deal.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Pretty sure we
Yeah.
did.
How much would it be for me to repurchase a couple of those?
So what do you want them for? Is this for wearing? Or is this for something else?
This is because the murder of the Abite is on the... I forgot their name already.
Oh, you want the outfits
Yeah, so
to...
I had to take the fall. Actually, we can just take the
Okay,
gang letters.
so
I'll try to
the gang levers that they are generic. They're not exactly a uniform. For the higher ups, they are, but the guys you fought were all kind of low range members of the group. So I know one of them was a...
without any actual symbols or whatever.
Yeah, I think...
If there were no actual symbols, then never mind. I'm not going to repurchase the Ganger letters because
I think you
I'm gonna
burnt
honestly
the
just
one.
wanted to do these
rations.
things.
I think you
You
burnt
said
the other
city
one.
rations are 5?
Civilian rations are 1 throne each.
I'm gonna get 5 then.
Okay, but if there were no Ganger letters with any insignias or sigils or anything that could be identifiable as the asset by it, I'm just gonna leave it be.
Yeah, sadly, Mordecai
Just
set fire to the one who may have had some symbols on his so...
It was an acceptable thing. It's fine. Just okay then. I'll just get the stab light and the city rations.
I think
don't
a stab light's 1 kg. I think.
No, they're both a city ration and a civ rations are both half a kilo, apparently.
Ah, well, there you go.
All right.
Reconstituted shit for everyone. Marvelous. So...
Yeah. It's actually the reconstituted shit.
with just a hint of nutrients. Lovely.
I don't think the contact lenses, because I think those are super expensive, aren't they?
What's that?
lenses that I can use the low light vision.
Oh.
You're
Yeah,
not going to be able
yeah.
to get them down here, especially not from Dodgy Dave.
Yeah.
That's like middle life, upper life.
Photovisors.
That's like military supplies.
It's
Yeah.
scarce and
Photovisors,
100 thrones.
Are you willing to pay 100 thrones for the contacts?
The contacts would
That
be
could be
even
the low
more
backlight.
if you wanted Dodgy Dave to get. If you wanted a visor, he might be able to pull some strings here or there, and in maybe a week's time, one turns up for you. But yeah, you're in the wrong area, do not have the right connections, and ask punching well above your weight on the items for contacts.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I just forget about it for now. Yeah, just stab light.
Everyone has a torch. Well, we're moving in the right direction now.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take a stab light too, I suppose.
Is someone gonna buy Mordecai a torch?
No, you can buy your own torch. So, Mordecai.
Come on, that's 15. That's 15 thrones, dude. Come on.
The group apparently are going down to perform a job. They are just getting some supplies. You can buy supplies as you need them now. I suggest buying a torch and some rations.
Would Dave have access to filtration plugs? They're common.
Filtration plugs are still a military equipment. So he
What
could
about
attempt to get it,
gas
but it'd be a
masks?
few days.
Would Dodgy Dave have gas masks?
Yeah, like cheap quality gas masks.
I mean, gas mask is a gas mask.
They are still technically military equipment. He could probably get you a civilian one, but we'd be talking about a big boxy unit that has a maybe a 3-hour long charge in it. The military don't want civilians to have anything that could protect them from, let's say, tear gas.
Actually, I wasn't looking for a rebreather. It was just the gas mask. The rebreather is the one that has
Rebreather gas mask is the same one. Oh no, sorry, no, respirator gas mask. Sorry.
Yeah.
Rebreather is the.
So I'm gonna get a stab light and a couple of rations.
So it is 15 gelt for the stab light and 1 gelt per ration.
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
You mean thrones?
Thrones and gelt are the same thing.
Yeah, money,
Just
coins.
to swine you over there.
Dollar.
Now I have to do maths. I'll get like 7 rations because that makes my maths easier.
It's if you get 1 stab light plus 5, it's 20 thrones.
I know, but I had an awkward number, so 7 gets rid of the awkward number.
I see.
So you spend the day preparing, getting the supplies ready that you need, ammunition, and other things that you may require on your long journey down into the Underhive.
Oh shit! Actually, shotgun shells. Does he have shotgun shells?
He would have. He has 10 shotgun shells.
Right, and they are
Standard.
shells. It's not telling me the cost. It's 1 out of 20. Oh, one for 10 or 20.
Yeah, some of the prices for ammo are a bit. I thought it was, off the top of my head, was 2 thrones for shotgun shells. Because normal shells are 1 throne, depending in which book, you look at.
Yeah. No, that one's for flintlock. Oh, thanks, Phil. There you go. Okay. Sure. I'll fork over. I'm actually running quite low. Well, I say that I got 55, but
Wow, you people spend your money like crazy.
I needed armor. I needed a lot
I
of
still
stuff.
have 151 thrones left.
I mean, I have enough stuff in my pack where I could go down there and survive for at least 8 days.
You know, technically, we had 250 thrones. I still have 115 thrones, plus the seed money, so I'm still technically okay.
I still got my seed money
Yeah,
too.
I have 144 personal left and have not touched the seed money.
They don't have armor. You have to remember that.
I'm gonna high five you, Jim, because I'm on 115 as well.
Hey, high five.
Can I?
Yeah, well, I bought a rape whistle. Fuck you.
Okay. Is there some kind of helmet I can get that you might be selling?
Shitty armor still for that I got that has a hole in its chest, so I only have armor on the arms and legs. So
I don't see what your problem is. You bought defective gear.
Yeah.
So the only armor that was left was an old beat-up guard issue armor, which would count as poor armor on all locations. So it's the same as what the rest of the team bought, only it's war-beaten and battered. So you could buy the helmet from that, or you could buy the armor from that. It counts as poor quality, so it's 1 armor in all locations rather than, I believe, 2. What the others got.
Yeah.
actually,
How much
I
is
have
he
to
selling
remember.
the? Oh, sorry.
Did I actually sell my Ginger letters with a hole in the chest, or did I sell the ones I got that nobody wanted?
I don't know. If you took a pair to keep, then you kept them. If you sold that pair, then you should have noted it down. As far as I'm aware, you haven't sold your armor that you've been using. But you haven't had any good armor except from... Well, no, you haven't had any good armor at all, so...
The only armor I ever had was the gang ladders, which is one to body, arms, and legs, but there it has a hole in the chest, so. So.
Yeah.
Then, if I don't have it, I'll leave it up to you.
No. If you kept hold of it, like, I don't remember you selling that armor, so as far as I'm aware, you still have that one. Yes, I don't see no reason to remove you from your damaged armor.
I'm buying 3 extra shotgun shells.
Okay.
Also, the fact that I spent 60 gold thrones on food.
You spent 60.
Yep.
Damn.
I mean, 20 for me, 20 for Tiffany, 20 for the people that arrived later, so...
Oh yeah.
You're
Okay.
supposed to have breakfast with Tiffany, not fucking buy her breakfast.
I didn't buy her breakfast, I bought her lunch.
You could have had Tiffany for breakfast.
That's
Still
cannibalism.
Not quite what I meant, but okay.
Well,
But-
you said it.
Well, that was
Afterwards, I
fruitless
got
search.
hammered and I didn't have to pay for anything.
So, you want to buy the poor quality Imperial Guard's helm that is battered from years of use on the front lines rather. He will sell it to you for 25 thrones.
I just kind of look at him and go, "You sure you haven't got anything better in the back, something that looks less like it's gonna fall apart the moment I.
He
put
looks
it
at
on
the
my
rest
head.
of your team that have bought out all of his military grade armor and shrugs.
I just like the idea that Mordecai probably got there a bit late because he woke up from a nap to a message of them going, "Oh, we're going to there. See you there. Bye." Because
It's like
I'll-
been a day. It's literally
yeah.
been like a day since you came in
Oh, yeah.
here.
So if you're like, I'll give it a miss this time. Thank you. No, I'll just take the food and the light.
I'm going to look at Mordecai and just say, protect your damn head. It's better than nothing for now.
Okay, and I just kind of slap the 25 money down on the thing. Now I'm down to 95. This is 90. This is not good.
Here, I'm on fucking 49, don't worry.
So you have a battered guard's helm, with the regiment number of this world's fuck, the word
Like
just
second regiment, isn't it?
ran from my bloody head. No, because it was it's from the front line, so it's the active regiment of the
Oh,
last one
shit.
that moved out from. Well, no, because this one came back from the war, so it would be
A regiment came back? With heresy is this?
parts, not all, but parts.
Body parts mainly.
So it would have been the last regiment that went out, which would be. I will find out at one point. Basically, I need to give it a number. Its number is high enough that it's within the last century, perhaps less. You haven't exactly researched this world's militarum regiments. You know of them, and you know what their name is. It's the numbers for each regiment. Because once one gets destroyed, they keep the name. They just add a number onto it.
It was the 3rd regiment. 3rd regiment is the latest regiment.
So it would have been from the 1st regiment then, because it would
I
be
believe you
from.
said like they don't make new regiments until like they're completely wiped out or something. They usually bring them back and restock them or refill them. They don't actually make new regiments every time. Unlike like fucking Acadia, which pumps out them by the shit ton.
Used to, anyway.
Used to.
And used to. And Krieg that just breathes regiments.
Yeah, but Krieg is
Hello
Krieg.
then.
Oh
Aren't
yes,
they cloned
okay.
into lore?
So they
Supposedly.
So as you look at as Mordecai puts on the hat, Darius, you do notice that there is the name of the world's regiment. There is a 1 there, but then underneath it there's a 27. But that appears to be embroidered on, not in the best of hands, so you would think it's done by the soldier.
Must be squad number? Company? Not company, anyway. Probably squad number. Okay.
How do I look? I'm not gonna get in trouble with you. Just I'll bite these, am I?
Maybe. Well, it's an
Well-
old helmet. It might be. No, it's Ministorm property. You better only put that on in combat situations.
I mean,
It's
just give it a paint. Just give it a coat of paint. Make it a thin paint.
Oh, that's even worse. You get lashed for that.
I'll store it.
Heirloom.
I'll store it right next to my Arbites issue shock maul. Then got it.
You might just make sure you have a backpack. Just stash it in, and as soon as shit hits the fan,
right?
slap on you.
Besides, we're gonna be killing our bodies anyway.
You are in the lower hive, so
I just give a sideways look at Dodgy Dave, like.
he shrugs. He sold you an Arbites shock baton. It's not like he gives too much shit. It's like,
I mean,
True.
I'm pretty damn sure if we told him that, he'd go, okay, sell me whatever the fuck you loot of him.
I mean, that's what I'm planning to do.
I want that fucking shock armor, fuck you. Carapace armor.
you finish up your business at Dodgy Dave's, acquiring the goods that you need from his emporium. The day passes into night. You get a decent night's sleep. All of you will regain your fate points, so you'll have a full refresh.
Finally.
Do I
Oh.
regain the last point of my wounds? Through
Is that not
sleeping?
Yes.
fantasy?
No, this is the GM giving you a refresh of fate.
Yeah.
Ah. That's not a good sign.
A day has passed, and
That's a sign of combat.
That's a
It's
sign off you should have bought the full suit of armor.
it's 9
mean-
episodes in, and I haven't done it yet. So I'm frugal with the full refreshes, but you are all refreshed. You have an option now. You can go Darius's and Mordecai's route, and explore further along wherever that creature's tunnel may lead you, for better or for worse. Or you can find another more established route down into the underhives.
I mean, I think first things first. Liliana would ask as politely as possible, making sure not to mention any part of her words to Jenny to maybe, just maybe go talk to Sirius about what fungi she actually needs and where it's a good place to go grab it.
Jenny, you believe you could tell which funguses you need to make medicine from. You are also a medicus.
I believe it's one of the I'll know it when I see it type of thing.
Literally the size of a fucking house. This isn't it.
Well, if we keep our eyes out, we can make some good bread out of some of the other stuff.
So, did Tiffany tell me or show me the fungi she wanted?
No. I doubt she even knows what fungus.
Yeah.
It's more of one of those. You're fortunate that you have a medicus with you, a chirurgeon. If you didn't, you're just picking stuff at random and hoping. Jenny at least has an idea of what may or may not be useful, but there's still a degree of, well, let's grab it and see. At the end of the day, you're making medicine from fungus and stuff. You'll probably just grab what you find. It's the underhive. I doubt you're going to have much options.
Fair enough.
I mean, fungus is a valid component.
So, which way do we want to go? Do we want to go through the?
Oh, we lost Waldo.
No.
Turn the page. We shall find him
want to go
again.
through the weird way?
Hi, back.
Yeah.
Just as you said that too.
That was the worst fucking pun ever.
But the timing was just beautiful.
It
You guys want to
was.
go the Mordecai / Darius way, or do we want to just go down and start looking?
My internet shut out for a second. What happened that I missed?
Which way do we want to go?
Choose it with the party's choosing a route to go into the underhive.
It's like, let's go the route we know is clear-ish, maybe.
Okay.
Definitely doesn't have more zombies.
So, the thing is, if we go down that
You're
way,
not
we
calling
are
them
very
zombies,
exposed.
That's not what they are.
If we go down the main route, we're very exposed. We know it takes a while. It's a long route. we can't wear full armor and stuff in open view. Well, or the flak armor and stuff like that we have isn't too bad in that regard, but Mordecai's helmet and his shock baton and stuff like that can't just kind of walk around in the open and without someone probably calling the Arbites in hope of a reward or some shit. If we scout out this tunnel, we might have a good way that's goes straight into the Underhive that's a lot faster.
Plus,
And
Okay,
we
that's
can
it.
wear full combat gear, and it'll be a good way to sneak in equipment in and out of if we make sure it is clear, and it leads straight into this secure compound we have.
Yeah, that could work.
Somewhat secure.
plus side is we already killed one mutant vampire thing.
The thing is that the thing that dented the door?
I mean,
Maybe, but what if the mutant big ass thing was actually just a baby and its mom is gonna come later and try to kill us for killing its baby? There's also
That
that
was
to
my
think.
other point.
I mean,
That was my other point. We don't know what else is down there. If that was the only thing, or if that was one of a billion things. And if
mean-
that was one of a billion things, I am going to shoot them all eventually. You know what?
It's the Underhive.
Yeah.
There are literally more than a billion things there.
So I
There are
will.
more than a billion humans.
I will
Right,
point
settle down,
out.
mister. I want to clean up the Underhive.
I will point out. So as you all gather, looking down into the grate, you can see there's blood and goo, some from Mordecai and some from this creature, that run all the way down. You're looking down into a underfloor air duct. Yes, there's enough room for you to squeeze your asses along to get through, but it's a very narrow, confined space. You're not really sure if you're going to be able to attack more than 2 people if something is in front of you. Trying to shoot through 2 of your comrades and hit the enemy, probably not going to happen. So keep that in mind.
This is
I mean,
why
that's
we
why-
have shotguns and psychers.
I was about to say, this is where you have the psychers. Trouble is, one of the psychers is very melee focused, so
Yeah, but he can literally look at them and go, poof.
And also,
Balls around
you
fire.
are on the edge of the Underhive already. You're on what was considered the lowest part, if not on the border of the lower hive and Underhive. So, you walking around here in equipment, people might try and attack you to steal it, if they're dumb, sick, or brave enough. But the idea of the enforcers coming down or the Arbites coming down here are very unlikely. Unless they're here to purge, you're far enough down where you're pretty much in lawless territory.
let's just go the way we know is relatively clear.
Fair enough. I mean, that way also gives us the opportunity to actually kill some crazed civilians if they do come after us. So, that's also a plus.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what? You're too bloodthirsty, you know that, right?
That was out of character. It's a joke. It's fine.
So which way are you going? You're going to take the high route going through the Underhive. You're going to take the low route going through the air ducts.
Low route. I vote.
Which one?
The low route.
Wait.
One for
Through
the
the
air
air ducts?
I'm
ducts.
confused now.
The way we went when we met the vampire thing.
Okay, low route. Yeah, I would say the low route as well, to be honest. I want to make sure that's all clear. It's going to be difficult, but I'm sure we can find a way to... A mixture of lying prone and rank and file, I suppose.
Ezio.
Darius, maybe you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
High or
I
low
feel
route?
like won't take Also, I might have the ability to shoot into melee. I need to check.
Which route are you going to choose to take? The high road or the low road? The low road goes through the air ducts.
High or low? So the high road is the exposed one, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, the high road is just an expression for going the normal route, going through the underhive the same way that you got down this far as it is.
I don't know.
Go the way that there are monsters to kill.
No, don't go that way.
I will say the highway.
Okay, Liliana. Sorry. Yeah, no, it is Liliana.
Did Jenny choose?
Jenny hasn't picked yet.
Yeah, we're going to know the usual road.
Jenny wants the high road. I'm gonna make a coin flip then.
Oh no.
Call it ahead of time.
One would be high road and two would be low road. I just thought about this. It's all one. Let's go high road then.
All right, Mordecai, put your helmet away. And your shotgun.
Okay, so as the party
And your
look
sword.
down into the pit, as they can see the blood and goo and nastiness that's down there, and three of the party seem a bit of sense, deciding not to go down into that tiny metal death trap. They choose to go the normal route down into the underhive, gathering their things, and perhaps Jenny informs her comrade and ally of the Mechanicus that they're heading out.
She does. She does inform her, Cyrus.
You would note that as you are all leaving, there does appear to be more movement coming from Ceres's area. Some of her servitors and servo skulls appear to come out and go close to your area. Jenny would hear a message that basically states she's going to have her servants guard the entrance to that hole in case there are more of those things. You gather up your equipment and you start heading
Also, I'm
down.
gonna ask her if she enjoyed the recording.
Oh, you bastard.
Another message comes through, very much so. Will be distributed.
God damn it.
Praise be to the Omnissiah.
So
Mordecai makes sure he also brings the cleaver thing, because he still wants to look at it.
sure.
Doesn't trust Thingy to not nick.
Your group starts making its way down. It takes you an hour to get one floor down. As you move through the underhive, there we go. As you move through the underhive, descending into the lower hive, there is a visible change even an hour into your journey. The buildings are no longer fully formed constructions. Their walls have been decimated by fighting, by war, by some long lost forgotten battle, because you can't imagine how old these ruins must be. It's dark down here, darker than you've seen the underhive or since you've been in this hive. No light seems to penetrate except from the few cracks in the ceilings, the few air shafts that have been destroyed, leaking down some small amount of light. But you can hear noises as you make your way down. There is signs here and there of life struggling to continue. But you push down even further. Not really seeing any signs of anything growing, you push on. However, the ruins are making your travel more difficult. This took you another 2 hours to get one more floor down, and you are constantly led into obstructions, staircases that no longer exist and have to be worked around or have to work as a team in order to get down. But still, you see no signs of anything growing. Hoping that the information that you were given was correct, you go down one more. It's been 5 hours of hard slogging through destroyed ruins, vast chasms that you can't quite grasp how they still stand where the rest of the area has been destroyed in this pitch darkness. But now you hear more noises coming from the surrounding ruins, the sounds of stones hitting stones, the sounds of things. However, Jenny, once you get down to this level, you do notice that there is moisture in the air around here. Can you all give me, I believe, oh no, hang on. Did we work out what search was before? If it was,
I do.
I don't
I think it was
so.
scrutiny perception, I believe. Let me just
Yeah.
check.
I think it was scrutiny perception because we all sucked at it and I got scrutiny.
Yes. So can you all give me a scrutiny perception? Jenny, you can have a +10 with your medical background, but it is very dark down here and you don't have unlimited light sources.
Oh my god, Darius, thank God.
Some of us could see something. None of us can.
I mean,
And that's you. Of course, the two guards will have to pick up the slack.
I'm pretty sure that Leona can't see jack shit.
So Ezio,
no.
Darius, as you're making your way down and Jenny has informed you somewhere around here should start showing some promise. You begin searching and staying close, keeping your flashlights in view. You and Ezio both see an area where you think you can see light. As Darius calls over the rest of the group so you don't get separated, Ezio ventures forwards more to see what is creating this light source. You make your way into a building, Ezio, still seeing Darius's light. He's not too far behind you, maybe 10 meters. You look down and you seems to be a destroyed hab block of some sort. Who knows? It's so badly destroyed that it could have been anything. But there is a corridor. There is rubble barricading part of blocking part of the corridor. But you can easily make your way over the obstruction and crawl back into the other side of this ruined corridor. And as you peer around, you can see there's a faint, let me get the right word, ambulescent glow from a strange type of fungus that you've never really seen before growing on the walls. It's a soft blue glow that emanates from them, providing just enough light to be able to see. There are other smaller funguses growing, but it does seem like further back there's more. And larger samples.
Out of character, I'm thinking orcs. I know it's not possible.
Are you sure it's not possible though?
I mean, surely you would have known of orcs, right? Right?
I mean, not if they're sneaky gits.
I mean,
You're actually
They're
the
not
hell are
purple.
you?
And purple are the sneaky kids.
It was a faint blue light. Never said purple.
Yeah, I know. That's why he
I
said.
mean, if they would
are
be
liking
purple, we
not
wouldn't see them anyway, so I don't see what the deal is.
True.
I see. Let's just go grab that shit. We can. Then keep going, because the more we get, the better.
Do you push on, Ezio, or do you inform your comrades? You can't see Darius's light anymore.
I inform my comrades of the blue mushroom. Or of the blue light.
Those of you who have comm beads can hear Ezio's message. Darius, as you lead the group over to where you discovered the light, you head down and you can't see where Ezio went, but you can see where the light is coming from. Ezio, as you push on, although there are some larger funguses providing light, there are smaller specimens growing in their light radius. They're all rather small, and as you make your way further down the corridor, maybe 10 meters around the corner, they do start getting larger in size. About this point, the rest of you have made your way through the obstruction. So you're only about 10-15 meters behind where Ezio is. Ezio, you can see the light and hear the sound of your comrades scrabbling through the blockage. The corridor goes on for some considerable way. There are what once were rooms, perhaps, leading off the corridor, but a lot of them have been destroyed. The rubble has just collapsed in and taken whole swaths out. But this corridor does seem to be sturdy enough. Do you continue or wait for your comrades?
I wait for the comrades.
Okay, so the rest of you catch up with Ezio quite quickly. Jenny, as you look over the mushrooms, can you give me a Medicaid intelligence with plus 15?
Another fucking 88.
At least this time it's a success.
Call the man's fungi.
You have rolled it twice, which is quite hilarious.
Did I?
6-7 from me.
At least you're not the psyker.
I'm pretty sure you rolled it earlier on as well, didn't you? Yeah, you did,
yeah,
on
you
survival.
Yeah, but I only had 20 bonus, not 45.
Yeah,
I know, but-
true.
My hands are cold.
So,
Jenny's rolled like, what, 4 doubles this session? 3 doubles?
About that, yeah.
God, you're not a psycho.
Keep that up,
Nice in the
Jenny.
rigging.
Keep taking
No,
the
see?
taking the doubles.
See, Getty, then I need to go into unsanctioned. If I were a sanctioned psyker and constantly pushing, that's fine. Because then I trigger on everything but doubles.
Do that.
so
Oh yeah,
Jenny,
yeah.
Don't make me beat you.
as you look around at the fungus, Jenny, the samples here are very, very small. You would need a considerable amount to actually gain anything. Some of the fungus as well does not appear to be what you would consider medical grade. In a way, some of them definitely appear to be poisonous. Probably don't want to be taking too many of them. A couple probably wouldn't hurt, but this area shows that they're growing down here, but it's not really ideal. So,
Is this the stuff?
I don't know. Ask our specialist.
I kind of did. Just didn't answer me.
We can always grab the tiny bit on the way too, because better a bit than nothing, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
But yeah, we should definitely keep going down.
Yes, this. I would need way more samples.
okay. So you all push on further. This corridor is a bit of a maze and a miracle. How it still stands where the rest have all been destroyed, the attached rooms, it almost seems as if this part of this building literally collapsed in on itself. Yet this corridor remains, leading you round almost the perimeter of the building. It leads you around, and as you make your way, you can see that more of these blue mushrooms are growing, but still sparsely. There's few small mushrooms that grow in there. Faint light is minimal. Can everyone give me a perception test with a -20?
Come on, dude. Doing an awareness with a -20, that's gonna hurt. Here I go.
Oh!
It's better than before, at least.
Can
Biggie
I
protect!
At minus what?
20.
Son of a bitch!
can I roll Psyniscience as well?
You may, by all means.
Fuck you.
Any negatives to that?
Fuck you gently.
Let me think. No, not at the moment.
I was looking at the ceiling.
I don't
That's
like the.
1 degree of failure?
So, Jenny,
Oh, thank God, one of us made it.
Holy
as
shit, okay.
you hear your comrades scuffling through the darkness, the lights of the mushrooms helping preserve your stab lights and glow globes, you hear the sound of a dripping water, dripping onto metal. Very faint, and as you hush your comrades and get them to stop moving, there's definitely water dripping somewhere up ahead.
Mm,
Do you push on?
I mean, yeah, probably.
Okay. So you push on, following this maze-like corridor that you've been travelling along now for a good 30 minutes? Or was it 45? Not quite sure now, but it seems like far longer in a way. You keep travelling down and you're sure you heard the sound of dripping water, yet now you don't. You keep going until you come to what looks like an old sewerage pipe that has collapsed down onto the corridor, splitting open, but stopping this corridor's path through this building complex. You only have one option to take, and that's the large sewage pipe. This pipe is large enough for an Astartes to walk down. It is humongous in size.
Humongous Terminator daddies.
I got it.
Let's just keep going.
You
Focus, people.
humongous Terminator daddy! There you go.
Santa D's!
Focus, people. I can feel in my gut it's about to get real.
I probably
My
shouldn't have shouted
God,
down the hallway,
Santa
should I?
Is here.
Darius, mind your head if things get troublesome down here.
Same to you.
You enter into the old sewage tunnel. The massive edifice. There's more than enough room for you to walk 2 by 2 down, easily assisting each other if needed. You walk a decent way down, and it does lead down. You can see that there are some funguses growing here, but again, not many. And after 20 minutes of following the pipe on its twisting, at times, path, or it feels twisting anyway, can everyone give me a willpower check with a +10? As you make your way down, the darkness
any
begins
Oh,
to...
fuck
No
off.
bonuses.
Other
Well,
than
you've
the
already
tag.
got a 10, so yeah.
I am
Shaded.
feeling
What was this?
willpower +10. The feeling of
Also-
darkness pressing in.
I'm going to use a
Some.
fate point to get an extra +10.
For some of you, reminds you of old terrors, old horrors
Use a fate
that
point.
go through your mind. It's a pressing
I'm gonna
darkness
fate point.
that's...
Oh yeah!
Would
Holy shit.
Jacob or anything give me any help with this? Other than the other +10?
It's a
not
Jaded
pressing
and strong-minded.
darkness that
It's an
closes
existential
in.
horror, not viscera and gore.
Yeah.
You may want to reconsider the using of fate points for every willpower check. Holy shit. Wow, a lot of fate just got used on something that's not actually that. I mean, I give it to you just to take it away, but meh.
This is how you make PCs spend their
Everyone
fate
fucking
points.
reroll.
Give them a willpower check that they fail. That's how you make them spend the fate points.
The darkness is pressing. The ominous feeling grows around you, but
Reroll it.
you are strengthened by your comrades succeeding. As those of you who failed look around and see those of you who have succeeded, it doesn't feel so dark down here anymore. But it is already starting to gnaw at the edges of your mind. You push on further down, hoping to find an end to this pipe. But it continues to go on and on. An hour passes, and before you've really grown too accustomed to this pipe, the exit appears. Can you all give me perception tests as you come around into
Everyone
this
use their fate
new
points.
area?
Son of a bitch, I should have used my fate point.
I suck at awareness
question?
anyway, so it's fine. Okay, I don't suck at awareness.
Jesus Christ. Stop
This is
lying.
This
Can
is
I
a
do
day
some-
later, correct?
Yes, a day did
Jesus.
pass. Yeah.
I don't have fatigue anymore. I just
Do I also need to roll awareness?
Everyone can roll awareness
Can I roll Psyniscience as well at the same time?
if you want to. There's a minus 20 now to all
that's always fun.
Psyniscience.
That's fun.
Also, psychic powers at this point have a minus 10.
Oh no, that's not fun.
Great.
That's what a Psyfokai are for. To make up for
But
when
still.
we're around null rods.
Still, man, my shit is hard to cast.
I know, same.
So, as you all exit the sewer pipe and begin to look around, you appear to have come out onto a gantry-way, suspended above the ground, which is unnerving as you look down. You're 50, 60 meters from what you think is the ground. Your stab lights don't quite reach that far as I'm aware. But you think you can just make out some things glittering from your light as it makes its way down. It's possible that the floor's not too far. As you shine your lights around, it appears to be an old manufactorum that you ventured into. A vast edifice with destroyed machinery and destroyed, well, everything. The gantryways appear to run all the way around the sides of this massive area. But you can see, as you come out, there's a doorway. And there's a much greater light. The same pale blue light as before from the mushrooms, but it's much more intense coming through the doorway. As you make your way over there, you can see that there are no traps on this doorway, but Mordecai, you can see that something has been disturbing the dust and detritus down here. The floor, the gantry is definitely not clear. Is definitely not covered in dust and never been used. Something has been moving around down here. Ezio. No, sorry. Yeah, just Darius. Just Mordecai. Oh, and Jenny. You would both notice the movement in the movement on the dirt and grime on the dust, but the door doesn't appear to be trapped or locked. It's more of just ajar.
I draw my shock maul, just kind of making it clear that there's something up with down here, without saying anything, and kind of pointing towards the door.
I'm gonna rest my rifle on one hand and draw the shotgun, in my main hand. Just sort of carrying the rifle in one hand and shotgun in the other. As if he's getting antsy. That's not a good sign.
Yep. It's not ideal, no.
So as you push on, slowly opening the door, there is sadly a that you can't, no matter how quick you turn it, the rust and decay has taken hold. The creak echoes into the night, and you all hold your breath and listen. But nothing appears to be moving in the darkness. You tentatively step forwards, making your way towards the light, making your way towards what ever could be down here, making sure that you're not taken unaware. You can see that there's much more fungus growing around here, yet the smaller fungus that you saw growing underneath these before have all been disturbed, it looks as if they've been picked or trampled, or you're not entirely sure. Some of them have begun regrowing and others not so much. But at the far end of this office-like catwalk, you can see larger mushrooms that, Jenny, you would think are very least specimens worth collecting, you go over and you take these, seeing that the catwalk opens up again into a smaller area. The office block opens up into a smaller area. Can everyone roll me initiative? No. Can you roll me awareness again? This time with a... No, there wouldn't be. So with a -10.
I just want to succeed a single roll.
Mm,
God fucking damn it. It's not gonna
Jesus
be today.
Christ,
is it?
Mordecai, again with another 3.
Yep,
I
I
know.
saw that.
Watch me roll like 98 the entirety through combat, though.
No,
Like,
I want to see doubles from you. Nothing but doubles.
only if I use my psychic
Worry-
powers.
Worry not, I'm already void of bad luck currently, so you're gonna be fine.
Can I Synesius?
Sure.
Again?
So as
Waller,
you...
reroll.
Minus 20 again, or
yes, that will remain as long as you're down
Yeah.
this deep.
It's 20? I'm gonna do a sentence too.
2 degrees of success is not bad.
You don't detect any psychic powers going on around here, but there is definitely something dampening your psychic abilities. Something gnaws at the edge of your mind, numbing your mind almost. You're not quite sure it's an effect that you felt, but with far more intensity before aboard the black ships, the both of you. But this is far, far lesser. This is just a minor numbing, a minor gnawing at the sides of your mind.
I just give Liliana a kind of concerned look.
Yeah, she'll just nod at you.
For your
Yeah.
awareness tests, as you all listen and peer into the darkness, you can hear the sounds of dripping water. Almost a puddle or a pool somewhere around here. And as you make your way a little bit further, just edging to see what's around, you can see that again, another corridor. You're going to get a lot of corridors in the Unhive, unfortunately. As you entered into the office block area, you can see that there's a building off to the side, or these ruins are too destroyed to make heads or tails of them, and it's confusing just to try. You peer around, and you can see the light much greater in luminescence, and other lights coming through, a greenish tinged light coming through, and then you hear the sounds of something moving in that room.
Just gonna probably point it at the room and kind of try and ready myself for whatever might be in there.
Liliana's going to touch a necklace and play with it a little bit. And then she'll just ready herself to. And by that I mean I'll draw my saber.
Kind of
Okay.
seeing that someone else has gone melee as well, Mordecai probably takes a step forward, so he's kind of in front of The people with guns.
Oh no, Liliana's not taking a step forward. She's staying in the back. She just has a saber out.
Yeah, but still, Mordecai's like, that's probably a good idea if I go in front of the people with guns, not behind.
Okay. So. Is that? Yeah, no, that should be fine. You've all prepared yourselves. Fortunately for you, the enemy were not too aware of what you were doing. Hang on. What the?
The enemy.
How? Soonest, why have you got... Oh, that's why. So,
Soonest? What's
Soonest the
that?
raccoonus.
Oh.
Well, kind of.
I actually thought it was a late boss or something called Soonest.
Yeah, I was like, is this a boss level?
Heavy metal starts playing.
So, as you prepare yourselves, gathering, getting your weapons ready, taking positions, you can hear something back there, some sort of noise, some creature, and then you hear multiple creatures, but they appear to be gibbering in some unknown language. But every now and then you think you hear a common word, but it's so bastardized that there's no way of recognizing if it was or was not the word it was meant to be. And then you hear the sounds of what definitely appeared to be fighting of some type. Can you all select your... How are we doing for time for everyone?
I'm okay-ish.
I'm good.
golden.
I can do some more time.
Okay, so if you all select your tokens and roll for me initiative.
Yeet.
At least I rolled high for initiative for once.
I rolled kind of low,
Wow.
honestly.
I'm not gonna be rolling for Hector because he acts on my turn regardless.
Sure.
Just so we know for positioning wise, which way was towards the door?
Oh no, your positions are your positions now. Unlucky.
Okay.
They
It
think it came from
was
this
more
way.
because Okay, it was more because I said Mordecai was kind of trying to take the front, so I knew where to put him.
So, as you prepare yourselves and hear the sounds of fighting and violence, you see by the light of the illuminating mushrooms
That's a lot of shit.
what appears to be mutants fighting. But unfortunately, you can't see all of them.
Are they fighting amongst themselves?
Yes, they are at the minute. Or arguing, fighting amongst themselves, kind of.
There's something
And-
here. You can kind of see it.
I think that's
And
fungi.
in the next episode is when we'll actually do combat. Because there's
Oh,
no
God damn
way, there's no way we're going to be able to do a combat if people are met on time. I know how long combat's taking this.
I mean, we could do a few rounds. You never know. We might
No,
nuke.
no. This is going to be an amusing fight. So,
That
in
worries me.
the next episode, our group of Inquisitorial Profiteers will venture into their first, or what should have been, their first battle against some gloriously disgusting mutants with some quite amusing mutations. So I want to take my time and actually be able to use them properly. So we'll wait until then. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode and are looking forward to future ones to come. So take care, everyone, and as always, bye-bye for now.
Bye.
See ya.
See you.
Bye.
Brilliant.
Oh
hmm,
boy.